What's going on YouTube, Fesify Media, a few news updates and stories I want to cover. Let's get straight into it. Firstly, you're not safe, never. There's always cameras watching you. A couple have made the news saying a naked couple arrested while having sex in a park near a children's playground. I mean, this guy literally went from being inside his girl to inside handcuffs within a matter of minutes. And the girl literally went from having someone inside her to be inside a cell for her disgusting behaviour. I'm not gonna lie, it must have been long for her. Not him, I'm talking about the situation. Alright, I'm done with the joke. So basically, right next to a kid's playground in broad daylight in 30 degrees heat, they were saying that they was going for hours. The media said the pair was spotted in Gorton, Manchester around midday yesterday afternoon and was said to have carried on for several hours. A woman who witnessed the pair while walking her dog said that she went to speak to a group of women who had also seen the couple embracing. She added, "When I spoke to them, they said I missed the bit where he bent her over." The media were trying to portray the article I seen like all the people in the park were absolutely horrified by what was going on. Then you got these lots sitting there saying, "Oh, you missed a bit when you bent her over." I mean, it's one thing of being spontaneous, but in broad daylight while there's loads of people around, it's just a whole nother level of crazy. These guys are trying to make a baby or something urgently and it's just not happening. The couple, believed to be aged in their 30s, were done on public decency charges. Another mum who saw the couple, "I called the police because they carried on the field in front of my children and a few others. It's disgusting." A Greater Manchester policeman said that they've been brought in for questioning as well. That must be literally the funniest interview you can see. They're going to go to court and maybe get a fine, and then it would take them even longer to save up for a bed to use. There was literally an article on the Sun the other day saying shameless couple caught doing it in a park, horrified families, shocked witness claims something as well. There was another story I was going to cover on this. It's more common than people think to people to get caught out for doing stuff like this. Our next story, guys, we need to talk about electric scooters. They are making the news every single day about getting banned in certain areas, and there's a lot of videos going around at the moment.
No way, no way. Thank you, bye bye. See you soon.
Gotcha, bitch! Every single day there's a new article coming out about how these scooters are banned, and there's crazy drivers that people are worried about getting knocked over by. And I know a lot of people that got electric scooters, it's their pride and joy, and if people ban these completely and manage to get it wiped out, then there will be a lot more robberies of cars and even motorbikes, I think, because people use it to get around so easily. They're an affordable price, and of course you ain't got to pay no petrol fees, no insurance, anything, so they're becoming very popular within the UK. But like anything, the government want to regulate it and crack down on it. Maybe they'll put out something like a test so you can actually get a license to drive them for cheap as well. That could be possible. But it's safe to say right now most of the feds that are pulling people over and stopping them are puzzled themselves and don't even have a clue what they're doing. This is a clip that went around long ago of someone getting pulled up on their scooter.
Gave you words of advice. Calm down.
Cool.
Calm down. He's a bit worked up for no reason.
That's cool.
If you could just give us a bit of space, because
That's cool.
We're trying to negotiate with him, but it's becoming a little bit hard.
I always find it funny when officers like this come over to speak to the camera to justify what's going on. If you're so confident, just get on with it. But police officers either come over aggressive or they just literally try to act like they're so innocent, and what they're doing, they try to explain it to the person who's filming it all the time.
Saying that.
So we stopped him to speak to him because they're getting stolen and robbed from people. So we wanted to check and speak to him and make sure that he's legally in possession of that scooter.
There's also tons and tons of cars that get stolen, and there's loads going by you right now, but you're not stopping any of them. What's made you pinpoint this guy? Is it his race? Is it the way he looks? Is it his hoodie? He just makes himself look bad by saying this.
And as part of that, we have to offer him advice that he's not allowed to ride that scooter on the road because it falls under a mechanically fell vehicle, which means you need a driving licence and insurance. And all we wanted to do was offer him words of advice and say, "Can you walk it?" But he's refusing to listen to us.
He just said that he was offering him advice, but he's refusing to listen. If it's advice and it's not compulsory for him to listen, why has he got to? Does that mean that you're actually just got a big ego, and the fact that he's not taking your advice and not listening, you're getting angry? Or is it the law? Make your mind up.
Is there evidence that the scooter was stolen? Or?
No. Because they're in this area, they're being robbed. We wanted to stop and get him to account and make sure that there's using him. No.
Right.
What we're trying to tell him is be careful because he might get stolen. Officer told him, okay, that is not actually absolutely lawful to ride these on the road as a private use.
So the police always have to have reasonable suspicion and grounds to even stop someone. This guy asked the best question. Is there any evidence to suggest that that scooter was stolen? And when they said no, notice how they reverted back to, we're only giving him advice. Then it seems like they're not stopping him. They're just pulling him over to talk to him and give him advice about saying on a friendly manner, just person to person, not police officer to suspect. Let me translate what's actually in the police officer's head. We pulled over this guy to speak to him. He wasn't licking our ass and being nice and friendly because he doesn't like police officers that harass him. So now we're looking for something to trouble him about.
So where's he supposed to ride it?
Can't, not in public, no. Private land.
You can't even drive them on the road?
They're going to change the law, hopefully, in the future.
Right.
But at the moment, you need insurance and driving license.
Right.
So the same way as like Line bikes, Santander bikes can be used and hired.
Right.
You can now do those commercial seats.
So if you've given him that advice, how come he's still here?
I don't want to pause it too much now, but I just want to say fair play to this guy for questioning police. When you see someone who looks like they're distressed by overwhelming, sometimes 5, 6, 7 police officers talking to one person, going up and filming can de-escalate and help get the situation resolved very quickly, because the police just get on their way, because literally they can sit there and talk to you and annoy you for hours and get paid for it. But when someone's filming, they look silly to the public who's paying tax money towards what they're doing right now.
Because he's not taking it.
He's not taking it. I don't want to listen to it now.
Right.
Now he's saying it's racist.
He's saying he doesn't believe us. So we can only offer words of advice when someone takes them and says, oh, I understand, I didn't know.
Is he supposed to fold the scooter down and walk with it?
No. So all he has to do is say, I understand what you're saying, I didn't know that, but I've taken on your advice, and then he can go. But what he said is, I don't believe you, you're lying to me, you're racist.
Right, okay.
So we can't offer, he's taken away our option of words of advice,
Right.
because he's not taking the advice. So then the only other option
So
is to
he has to
process it.
acknowledge your words of advice, and if he doesn't...
Listen, I'm not going to stereotype every single copper out there, but a lot of them are very, very stubborn and have got big egos. I don't know where it comes from. Obviously, you're upholding the law. You've got some sort of power, but literally sitting there and saying, because someone's not taking your advice, which is advice, not the law, what you're saying, he should have asked if they're detaining him, because then they have a legal obligation to actually tell him what they're detaining him for under the law, not under just their ego being pressed.
You can't offer someone advice, then go, I don't believe you, because they've not learned anything. The whole point is a learning process.
Right, okay.
So the only other option we've got now is to summons him to court
Why?
for a driving offence. If he's not listening to us, won't take on the advice, he's going to continue doing it and do it again. So what we do is...
So if he acknowledges it now and we
we've been trying
de-escalate
to
the
do that,
conversation...
If he said,
Right.
I understand, sorry mate, I'll walk
Let
it.
me just see if we can say that. Alright, Abti.
Comment below what you guys think on this electric scooter situation and them cracking down on it now. And also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe with that notification bell for daily videos and updates. Peace out.